How you doing?
Good. How you doing, bub?
Doing good. Doing good.
Good. Hey, we're live and going. Listen. I have a question for you. I have a question for
I have
you
an
and
answer.
everybody.
I hope.
I like that. Okay, so my question is, okay, it's going to start with a quote first.
Okay.
So the quote is by Guy Kawasaki, and he said, "Great companies are founded to change the world. Great
Hmm.
companies are founded to change the world." So the question is, can business change the world? Are businesses founded and created to change the world? And can any business, any size business, have the mindset that we're in business to change the world? What's your thought about that quote? First of all, great companies are founded to change the world. Guy Kawasaki.
Yeah, I think one thing is what world? There's the I think when I hear the world, it sounds so intimidating, like the whole world. But I think everyone
Yeah,
has their own little micro world, their own little micro industry, their own little micro community, which kind of is their world. Um,
yeah,
I believe that that is true. Businesses
yeah,
are meant to change the world, good and bad. So
yeah,
I think it's just a matter of what are we building, why are we building it, who are we building it for. But I think without a doubt, whether it's intentional or not, I think every business affects the world in one way, shape, or form. I think it's just up to
right.
us to choose or align ourselves with what that purpose is and who we're doing it for.
Yeah, I think that's true. You have a little bit of desktop noise when you move something on there, so just be aware. Not when you're sitting there, but there was, I don't know if your mic's on the desktop.
Yeah, my desk was too low.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, you have one of those cool desks. That's right. You can do whatever you want to do. I like the idea what you're talking about, the micro spheres of influence, right? So you are going to somehow affect the world. So you
Mhm.
determine what does that world look like? Because I I think I want to go back to his quote for a second because he says great companies are founded to change the world. And I believe
Mm.
that what you said is that he's okay. So what if I'm building an organization or a company or a business in a local area? Am I supposed to have the same mindset that I'm founded to change the world? The foundation, the reason I
Mhm.
start is to
Yeah.
change the world. And I believe that some of the that has been maybe adjusted a little bit in some people's minds because they're solo entrepreneurs and they're just trying to get their hustle on and they're
Yeah.
trying to make money and it's become an income. But I believe that we should have two things. We should have income, but we should have equity. And equity is the idea that there is something that's going to have a long lasting impact. There's going to be a lag and a lead relationship that I have with my company, that I'm getting something now, but at the same time, I'm leaving something and that's going to continue to grow. So how can we help a person, because he says it's founded for that. It starts with
Mhm.
the idea I'm going to change the
Yeah.
world. Now that I don't know if a lot of people do. I think a lot of people think I'm just going to get man, I'm tired. I hate my job. I hate my boss.
Yep.
I'm going to
Yep.
go and I'm just going to get done with them and I'm going to start my business. And then they're working that business and most of the time working heavily in that business and they don't change the world. They change lives. They change people's lives. And I think that's a beautiful world. That's the world where
Yeah.
we are creating the atmosphere. I sent you a reel the other day that we did together a while back, and it was talking about, and I want to dig into this a lot more, but it was talking about disrupting a person's mindset. My business should have a disruptive impact on a person when they come and they're going to eat at my restaurant. They should have an impact. It should
Mhm.
impact them when they come to my restaurant or my business. I am there to confront their current mindset, whatever that is. If they're angst, I should be there to bring peace. If
Yeah.
they're overwhelmed, then I should be there to bring whatever that is. So I believe that that is a world changing thing. I believe that's
Yeah.
a world changing thing. When someone comes in, their hair is frazzled or their makeup's frazzled, they don't know what to do with themselves. They have this big event. Man, they should be immediately brought to this place of calm, this place of
Yeah.
beauty, And so those are disruptive thoughts. And it's a word, and I was thinking, so I'm thinking about all these things. Like, we used to hear probably pre-2020 the word disruption, right? We're going to be a disruptor, a disruption. When's the last time you heard the word? We're going to be a disruptor. I think people forgot about being a disruptor, and they just started surviving. I just want to stay around. I want to keep my business around, please. Right. And so, but I was reading this article with this guy Kawasaki and some others, and they were talking about disruptions, and they were talking about this idea of changing the world. So how can we help a person who is starting their business get past the idea that I just want to make a bunch of money, or I want to just make enough money to where I can quit my job? I want to get my side hustle going and quit my job, but to get to the foundation of what this entrepreneur who's impacted the world says, that we should be thinking about of building something that is founded on the idea that we're here to change someone's world. How do we help?
I think when we start a business, we start it with, there's some kind of a pain that we're trying to solve. Obviously, if we want to leave a 9-to-5 job, I think it's Rex that says whatever pulls on your heart is what you were called to heal. I think that's also a thing with business when we start a business. So we're drawn to something for some reason, I believe. Like for the food, tacos for us, granted, it kind of like evolved over time, but after a short period of time, we saw a void in something. We saw a void in the restaurant industry. We saw a void in the food industry. And that's what we feel we were called to essentially heal or to change or to disrupt, was the typical restaurant industry. So if someone's starting a business now, maybe at the very, very beginning, you might just want to get out of your 9-to-5. I don't think it takes very long for you to see pain points that you're trying to solve. And I think solving those one at a time is, like you said, disrupting. It's solving that person's problem. And the butterfly effect of that is changing the world little by little by little by little. If I'm solving the problem of someone's social media, they are building a business who's creating jobs, who's creating income, creating wealth, and then it just touches the world in a positive way. And it's a ripple effect. We don't really know how many people we're changing, how much of the world we're touching by the one person we serve intentionally or serve with excellence.
Well, and I think that's really the foundation of it. Even though I may be frustrated with where I'm at personally, but my wealth and my income is going to come from whose problems I'm solving and how I'm approaching that problem solve. And Thomas Harris said this: problem solving is hunting. I just love that he says problem solving is hunting. It's a savage pleasure, and we are born to it.
That's good.
It's a savage pleasure. I just thought when I read that, I was like, that's exactly what an entrepreneur is. People say, what is an entrepreneur? A person who wants to make money. No, they are problem solvers hunting. And it's a savage pleasure. It's completely, and they're not stuck on, of course, everyone wants to make money, but I know entrepreneurs that made bundles and bundles of cash, and they are still just as hungry for the hunt. It has nothing to do with how much money's in their bank account. And people will see someone that has billions and billions, and they'll think, well, why is this guy doing this? Why is, this person? Well, they are hunters. And that Thomas Harris, I think that should stick in us, because it's that problem solving hunting. And when you may be, first trying to solve your problem, but you're going, how can I solve someone else's problem? So when you're out there as an entrepreneur, and those that are, business owners, entrepreneurs, you're breaking out of your norm, and you want to solve your own problem. You want to get out of your own way by starting a business and extend. I think there's something about starting a business and starting a side hustle or whatever you want to call it, that it makes you grow, because you become this person that has to figure out something you've never done before. It makes you grow. And that is the growth plan, I think, of God. I think God's intention is to give us a growth plan where we're stretching ourselves, we're going beyond ourselves, we're thinking about other people. How do I serve some other people? How do I help other people? And then you become this hunter. So you may start off with, man, we need food. We need food, babe. Hey, I'm going to go hunting because we need food. Like you said, it's the reason I'm getting out of my 9-to-5. But the fact is when I get there, ooh, I'm there. I'm there for the game.
Yeah.
I'm there for the hunt.
Yeah.
I have a friend, he hunts Jo, Jonathan Owens. He's a pastor in Coeur d'Alene. And man, I'm telling you, I listen to him and he tells me his hunting stories.
Yeah.
He's spraying, urine all over stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
waiting, hunkering down and hiding. He does videos. He has this stuff. He makes all on his face. I'm like, dude, you're not there to get food. You're not you're not there for food. You're there because the hunt is on. And that's something that I think, men and women can share. I think a lot of times people think of they think women entrepreneurs are strange, but I don't think so, because I think women hunt as well. I think women are hunters. I think they may have maybe a different motivation of hunting to make sure that they take care of certain things, or maybe there's a certain level of approval, but I'm not sure. But I don't feel like we should ever categorize that's a hunt, that men are hunters and women are not. I think it's this problem solver that is a hunter. And I want to just say this line again. It's a savage pleasure.
It's good.
And we are born to it. Okay, so are you a hunter?
Yes.
Yeah. I think hunting, I've never been actual hunting for animals. My friends want me to. I said, I want to go, but I have to wear a lot of orange and lots of really bright colors so my skin kind of blends in, and I don't want to be seen as a bear.
It's even better.
I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be. There's a bear. I thought he was a bear. No, it's like, I don't want to be seen as a bear out there. But I think that idea of hunting. So when we're starting, we may start with, like you said, my motivation is I just hate my job, or I need to make more money. And I think that's a real okay thing. But ultimately, how are we going to change the world? And, there are people whose lives are being changed. I remember, what was that guy that was the Subway guy? He used to eat the Subway sandwich and he lost all that weight. I forget his name. It was a good commercial. It's right on the end of my, but anyway, Jared changed his world. Jared changed his world. Good job, marketer. Changed his world. And it was like they gave a person that kind of helped. Yeah. And then, Nike did that as well. They didn't just have the swoosh, but when they said, just do it, and they showed all the people that were just doing it, they gave an identity to the people, to the lives that they were changing. And I feel like, social proof is what we've learned to do in the modern day, this social media worlds. We use social proof in front of ourselves. And I'm going to switch here in a minute to what's happening in China with some of their entrepreneurs. And I want to talk a little bit about it. But when we come to this thing, there's another statement that I saw in what I was reading. It says, to know whether or not you have something that's going to change the world, they called it al dente. Al dente, right? It's they used to see the grandma take a little piece of noodle and toss it against the wall and see if that spaghetti sticks, right? It's just, it's firm, but sticky, soft, right? Al dente doesn't stick. And so they come up with these ideas. And I feel like maybe now we're a little bit of people are afraid of just throwing stuff against the wall to see if it will stick. Just see if it'll stick. Chat, give me the most perfect. Claude, give me the most perfect. And I think maybe some of our best ideas will stay in the pot because we can actually have Chat or Claude or, Helena, whatever we want to use, kind of do stuff for us. And I think there's going to be a kind of getting back to that al dente, let's throw some ideas. You and I just sit around in a circle with some of our peeps, and we're going to throw some ideas against the wall. We're going to see what sticks, right? Yeah. That I think that's going to be, needed in this season of AI.
Yeah.
What do you think?
100% true. Yeah, I love what you said about just the desire to hunt. I think that's why entrepreneurs have this drive to build. There's a building. That's why Trump's a deal maker. There's problems, and you get this weird addiction to solving problems and connecting the dots.
Yeah. And when you realize, and so we can use Trump. I just watched, the Michael Jackson Michael movie. And when you watch Michael's mind, he's he's being moved by all the things in the world. It's like he's this the children in Africa or this situation,
Hmm.
and he thinks, well, my tool is dancing and singing. So
Hmm.
I'm going to dance and I'm going to write a song that I'm going to dance and sing to,
Yeah.
and I'm going to deal with that problem. I'm going to speak to it or whatever it is. And whatever your tool is, whatever your skill set, whatever your mindset is, you are a problem solver. You are someone that needs to do it. And someone put in the chat just now, just said only just cooked, al dente, right? So the
Hmm.
idea of al dente is, it's an Italian word which means just to bite, right? To bite in it. It's still just, you can still bite it. It's not going to
Hmm.
fall apart on you. So I think sometimes we sacrifice ideas that are problem solving ideas because we never bite it. We never test it. We never
Hmm.
give ourselves to, let's
Yeah.
try it. Let's get it going.
Yeah.
Let's bite it. Make sure it's tested. Throw it against the wall. Because you can't just say, oh, that's an idea. Well, that idea is stupid. Because you know what? And then we're going to ask chat. And then I've had chat say, no, those are bad ideas. But then I realized there's some component that maybe I didn't write in my prompt or something, or some idea that's not
Yeah.
fully formed in these AI platforms, that I'm
Yeah.
thinking, well, let me add this or whatever it is. But there's still creative ideas in us that we need to bite. And I
Yeah.
want us to have this ability to bite some stuff, like some of the stuff you're doing. I know that we're not afraid of AI, so we will have AI as a forum, or AI as
Yeah.
a writing tool, or whatever it may be. But there's some ideas I know that are just cooking in you, and you just go, listen, I'm going to just toss this out there. I'm going to see how it comes about. And I think
Yeah.
that's awesome. And I think
Yeah.
that's why your what you're building is absolutely unique in comparison to any other place I've ever seen. And people get mad, well, and they try to do the typical thing. Well, the tacos they don't have cheese, or what, I don't know, whatever they don't know the difference of a street taco and where's the cheese that you pour on top of it, right? They don't know, so they get mad at these common things and don't realize that
Yeah.
you literally are not doing the common thing. This is
Yeah.
nothing common here. And
Yeah.
so and we're just kind of talking this out, but I want people to have permission today
Yeah.
to maybe go back to the fact that your brain is an incredible engine of problem solving,
Yeah.
and that there's no hunt in AI. There's no hunter, and I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
against AI. I want to use it, but I find that I find that right now there's a lot of creatives that are losing. They're just giving up because they're like, well, why should I even try? Because AI. But I'm like, there is something about the human
Yeah.
potential that AI will never, ever, ever be able to replace. And whether or
Yeah.
not a person wants to pay a bunch of money for, or they want to save a bunch of money for real practical and common things by using AI, that's great. So, but there's another skill set in you. Don't just let them take your job. There's another skill set. There's a reinvention of you. And find that problem solving in you again. Because I think a lot of people are losing their jobs. I mean, I don't know how, there was like 39 in just Seattle area, 35,000 jobs that have been lost since the beginning of
It's
this year.
crazy.
And a
Yeah.
lot of those, I can't say all of them, but they're trying to say
Yeah.
all of those are connected to AI. And I'm just thinking, well, you're human. You're human.
Yeah.
You learn to crawl. Okay, then crawling was not sufficient. Then you learn to walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get your stinking butt up and go and do something different. Stop whining.
Hmm.
Stop being a pansy. Get up and learn something. I spent 25 years learning. Well, learn. You have another 25 years in you. Get
Yeah.
busy. Get busy.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be mean, because even I don't know. I've not had a job for 30 years. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. It's just like I'm always
Yeah.
thinking of new ideas because I'm the only one that's over here got to make this stuff happen. So yeah, it's time for people to be be
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, and really give themselves to that. Talk to me, Stephen. What do you think?
Yeah. You're 100% right. And I think it's time for them to be an entrepreneur. And I think, like you said, it's time to hunt. I think it's so
It's
easy
time to hunt.
to get complacent in whatever you've been doing for the last 25 years, and AI comes along, and if you don't use it, you lose it. You lost the hunt. It's just like any kind of
Yeah,
discipline, working out, eating healthy. If you don't do it consistently, you're going to lose um, the consistency, the discipline, and forget what it's like. So people that are losing their jobs to AI, they forgot what it's like to hunt. At some point they had it, They had it at some point when they were studying, at some point when they were applying for jobs when they were kids. But AI
Exactly.
comes along and gives the boot, and now they lost that hunt, that drive, and you have to force yourself to do it. But over time, you're gonna start tasting a little bit of blood or feeling the blood and getting
Yeah,
the
taste
adrenaline
the
rush
blood.
again, and then it's on. Once you get it, it's on. It's addicting.
You have to. And the thing is this is what I find it's supposed to happen. I feel like there's
Mhm.
different times that God allows either, okay, so what some kind of new innovation come and hit the earth, and then there's other things that are removed. This has been around for a
Yeah.
while. It's always these cycles in economy. Something new is introduced, and then wipes out a whole previous
Yeah.
way of doing things.
Mhm.
But society never stops. We just
Yep.
continue on, and then we forget we have enough success in the new ideas that we forget that
Mhm.
we actually had those cycles before. And so everybody's talking about the fear, and because it's good conversation. It's talking about the fear and the trepidation of losing everything in AI. Everything's going to be gone. And if you and I talk that way, man, we could have hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of viewers, just because everyone's waiting for the new prophecy.
Yeah.
And the new prophecy is going to be this, and then you're gonna grow an arm out your neck, right? There's all these thoughts. But when we come to this conclusion, you've got to get back to the appetite that started
Yeah.
everything that you do today. There's an
Yeah.
appetite, and there's a learning. Um,
Yep.
so there's an importance. I think we should stick with that today. I think that should be the end of our conversation with,
Mhm.
let's get back to the hunt. The
Yeah.
idea. I'm going to give you a scripture because we haven't given a scripture, but there's a scripture in First Peter 5:9. It says, "Stand firm against them." This is talking about against the devil, the darkness, the resistance. Stand firm against them. Be strong in your faith. Be strong
Mhm.
in your faith. So the way you stand against them is to be strong in your faith, not just hiding or backing up, but be strong in your faith. Remember that your Christian brothers and sisters all over the world are going through the same kind of suffering you are.
Wow.
Now, I've always used this as a reason to be in business. The reason to be in
Wow.
business, if you know that there's 100,000 people going through the same thing you're going through, all you have to do is solve your problem and
Yeah.
sell it to 100,000 people,
Wow.
right? That's all you
Great.
have to do. This to me
Yeah.
is an entrepreneurial dream. So how do
That's
I do
great.
it? I have to stand firm against that which is intimidating me. I have to stand firm against that which is trying to take my life. I have to stand firm against that which is trying to destroy me, that's trying to take my job. I have to stand firm against it. But I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to resist that from being the thing that ruins my life. AI should not ruin anyone's life. None of that should ruin anyone's life. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand strong in your faith. Now, there's something different then for me. If that door closes, there's a door opening for me. God's not going to
Yep.
leave me in between
Yep.
doors. If that door closes, then he's already opened another door. I'm going to stand strong in my faith. Then he says, remember that your Christian brothers and sisters all over the world, this is the world changer idea, founded on the world changer, all over the world are going through the same kind of suffering you
Wow.
are. Now, when we realize that there's a bunch of people, 1 million people, 2 million people right here, just within between the last few months,
Mhm.
35,000 people going through the same thing you're going through, then if you can put your head together, get your faith
Mhm.
together, stand against the resistance, then you can come up with a al dente idea,
Hmm.
something that will stick, that will cause you to be an entrepreneur, be in business, and that you
Yeah.
can serve the best pasta, the best whatever it is,
Mhm.
because you're solving problems. Now, if
Yeah.
AI is creating problems, that means there's someone that's going to be there solving those problems. If there's
Yeah.
going to be, I mean, I don't know, there's how many companies that are just laying off thousands and thousands. I heard of one company, they're going to save just by one area of their company by laying off people and replacing it with AI.
Yeah.
They're going to save 400-500 million dollars. I mean, so there's as a person that's building a company, like, man, that's like they want to save money. So they're gonna save money. I think it's gonna create other problems. They're gonna have to hire other problems.
Yeah.
But the fact is that that's how people are thinking. So what problems is that creating, and what problems can we solve? Let's go back to being the disruptors, because I think things have become super easy with automation, and we can go back to being disruptors, and we can be those that are going to figure out what's going on with my friends, my family. All he says, remember that your Christian brothers and sisters all over the world are going through the same kind of suffering you are. Now, of course, we immediately want to put that in, they're getting persecuted, and that's true. But that's not the same kind of persecution we have today, because this is not talking about this persecution of the government. This is talking about the persecution that is of any kind of thing. Resist them. Resist the satanic strategies that would try to stop your family from being fed, that would try to stop you from being healthy, that would try to stop you from having peace of mind. Resist those things. Become a world changer and transform the world around you by remembering that other people are dealing with the same thing.
Yeah. That's great.
So, that's why there's 1,000 other restaurants, right? That's why 1,000 other coutures, because you have a lot of people that have the same problem.
Yeah.
A lot of people have the same problem. And so you're just in the framework of being a problem solving for other believers, other people around the world. They will have the same kind of breakthrough. All right, that's all I had to say. I like how you stuck on this. You bit into that. Problem solving is hunting. It is a savage pleasure.
I love that.
I love how he says the savage pleasure, and we are born to it. We're born to it. I'm here for this. All right. So thank you, Stephen. Anything else you want to drop with people? That
was great. Yeah. Good reminder to be a savage.
Be a savage. And this is what people don't understand, is that's the appetite of an entrepreneur. It's savage. It's not like it's not personal. You have to become some, it's just an appetite. We're going to do it. We're going to build it. We're going to solve problems. We're going to heal the world. We're going to change the world. We're going to do that. All right, everyone. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks. Appreciate you. Thanks, everyone. Likewise. Thank you for those in the chat. Appreciate you all. Go and win big, do amazing things. And I believe that you can be a world changer by being a problem solver, and don't ever lose that. I think sometimes I feel like I talk too much about being a problem solver, be a problem solver, but I realize that there's no reason to be in business if you're not a problem solver.
It's true.
And so that's the key of it. And so we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Stephen.
All right.
Appreciate you.
See ya.
See ya.